Hi everyone, welcome to this video. We will be implementing Jakarta filters. So basically filters allows us to intercept the request from the user and perform certain processing actions on those requests. So we can perform certain operations like logging, authentication of the request, validation of the request, also are adding trace ID for the request. All such actions can be performed on the request by using Jakarta filters. So we'll be implementing that. So basically the request coming from the user will first come to the filter, then whatever the logic we have defined in that particular filter will be applied. That processing will be done on the request, and then the request will reach the dispatcher servlet. From dispatcher servlet then to the controller class. So for that, let me just define a controller class and call it as controller itself. I'll just add one endpoint. Before that, let me add the annotations required for the controller, and I'll give the the request path as, let's say, filter hyphen demo, and inside I'll just add a public method and it returns a string, and I'll just give the name as demo itself. It accepts no parameters, and inside it just returns success. So this is just I'll make it as a get call. Okay, so this is just a method to for the demo purposes. And now I'll have one more class and call it as demo filter. So here is where our request comes first, and then it reaches the controller. So here we should annotate this with component, and then this implements an interface called filter. The Jakarta servlet filter, and it says implement methods, and if you just click on that and click on do filter and click on OK. So now it is implementing this do filter. So basically what we did here is filter is a Jakarta interface, and it has this particular do filter method, and we are overriding it to implement our own logic here. The request reaches here. For this, let me just convert the servlet request into HTTP servlet request and give the name as request. Yeah, and here one thing you can observe is if I say request dot, all these things are possible. They authenticate, change session ID, auth type, context path. We can get the cookies value and validate. We can get the headers as well. So if I say get header and pass authorization as the parameter in string, so what it does is this particular thing gets whatever the value which is present in the authorization header. Maybe I can say auth header equals. So basically, I'm storing the whatever the value present in the. Let's say there was a token, JWT token, or some other token which was present in the authorization header. I'm going to store it into this and validate it and authenticate the request. Similarly, we can get the URI of the request as well. So if I say get request URI, this gives us the path of the the request, so we can do some validations on the path as well. So let me just say path equals request dot get request URI. So these are all the we can also add the trace ID for the request. So these are the processing actions that we can perform on the request before the request is reaching the controller. And we can say if it is not validating, or if it is not authenticated, then we can throw 401 unauthorized exception here itself, before the request reaching the controller. So I'll just um, sys out the both the auth header and the path. Auth header and the path. And for the controller, let me add a breakpoint here as well as here, just to show that the request comes first to the do filter, and then it comes to the controller. And also let me just say filter chain dot do filter of servlet request comma servlet response. So what I'm basically telling here is, after processing, if there are no exceptions, then you can pass it to the next filter. So basically we can have multiple filters, and we can, it's not necessary that all the processing, the logging, the authentication, the validation, all the logic has to go into a single filter. We can have multiple filters and add, we can have like a log filter, a trace ID filter, a validation filter, something like that. And after one filter is successful, it moves to another filter. And if all the filters are successfully processed, then it comes to the controller. One more thing is, we can also assign order to the filters, like just saying, which particular filter has to execute first. So if I say ordered dot highest precedence, lowest precedence, or you can give the number as 1, 2, 3. So this is possible. It just says that perform this particular filter first, then the another filters. In the case where we have multiple filters, so we can make use of order. Since we have only one filter here, that order is not necessary. Okay, let me just run the application, and the path was filter demo. So if I come to my, it was a get request local host 8080 and say demo filter demo hyphen demo and click on send. You can see that the request has reached the filter first. It's not reaching the controller, it has reached the filter first. And if I just do a step over, authorization header is null, because here in the authorization header we did not give anything, but it is printing. So if I just open the console, you can see the authorization header is null, but the path is filter demo. And then it reaches our controller layer, and then you can see it has returned the value success, which we had given the logic in the controller. So similarly, let me just add authorization header. It has where token, give some random value and click on send. Now the request reaches here, and here you can see this is the authorization header, and then this is the path, and then now it returns success. So this was all about filters. If you have learned something new, please do subscribe to our channel and support us. If you have any questions, suggestions or requests, let us know in the comment section below, and don't forget to like the video. See you in the next video.